If you're in your late 30s or even into your 40s, you are at about the halfway point of your life. And it's a good time to stop for a minute, assess your situation, and see if your life is heading in a direction that you're happy about. Not to compare yourself to anybody else, not to beat yourself up because you're not where you want to be, just a good, honest look at your situation. Because the truth is, you're not going to accidentally finish well. It's going to take a lot of discipline and intentionality. And when I'm evaluating my life, there are a few areas that I try to measure to see if I'm going in the right direction. First and foremost for me is my family. And most importantly, my marriage. How is my relationship with my wife? Are we circling the drain, or can I see the next 50 years with this person and get excited about it? My kids. How's my relationship with my kids? Are we growing closer as they get older, or are we becoming cold and more distant and they can't really stand to be around me? I look at my career and my finances. Am I doing work that I love? Am I excited to get up Monday morning, or would I rather be anywhere else doing anything else? Are my finances in check? As I'm looking forward to my later years, am I going to be able to live those out with dignity, or am I going to be relying on the government to bail me out? Another big thing for me is my health, my wellness. Am I physically able to live the life I want to be living right now? Or do I find myself sitting on the sidelines because I'm running out of energy? If I evaluate my daily habits and disciplines, are those things adding years to my life, or are they slowly taking years away? And the thread woven through all of those things is my faith and my worldview, because that's going to shape my priorities. It's going to shape how I treat my wife, how I parent, how I take care of my body, what my priorities are. How do I define success? So I evaluate all these areas, but I try to do so through the lens of longevity, trying to think big picture. What am I doing right now that's going to make the second half of my life better than the first? Because at this point in my life, if ever there's a time to pivot and change direction, it's right now. See, the mistake a lot of people make is assuming that dramatic results or dramatic improvement requires dramatic action. And I've found the opposite to be true. In my life, the small, consistent changes that last, that can be maintained over time, are what bring about the most change. So you think about that with your family. Your marriage is not going to improve overnight because of one big, amazing date. It's consistency over time. Taking your wife out, focusing on her, putting your phone away, asking questions that you haven't talked about in years. Get to know her, study her. She's not the same person that she was when you got married, and you're not the same person either. You've both changed. And if you don't invest time in reacquainting yourself with who she is now, then your marriage is not going to be healthy. The same is true with your kids. They're growing fast, and the connection you had with them at 6 years old is not the same connection you have with them at 16 years old. They're into different things. You need to know what they love, know what they're afraid of, know what they're excited about, know what they're thinking of. Invest yourself in them so that as they grow, you grow together and you maintain that connection. Now, when we talk about work and money, it's no secret that plenty of people wake up one day realizing they've traded the best years of their life for a paycheck, and they regret it. Most people on their deathbeds don't wish they would have worked more. Work is not bad. Providing for your family matters, but your work is supposed to support your life, not replace it. I've known plenty of people that have pursued a career claiming that it's for their family, but in the process lose their family. Is what you're doing for work lining up with the priorities you have for your life? Does it line up with the things that matter to you? If it's robbing you of all of your energy, your joy, and your passion, it's probably something worth reconsidering. Don't quit your job tomorrow, but maybe learn a new skill. Get out of debt. Save up some money. Start pursuing other interests, because your life is too short to spend it doing something you don't want to do, or letting something rob you from the things you do want to do. And finally, your health. Your health is your vehicle that allows you to carry out your purpose on this earth. It's way more than PRs for bragging rights or a six-pack for Instagram. This is about taking care of your body so you can live the life you want to live. Can you keep up with your kids on a hike? Can you help your wife carry in the groceries? When you're older, are you going to be able to play with your grandkids or help your wife get up out of her chair? It doesn't take much to maintain your health and wellness at a very basic level, not to be an athlete or a stud or anything like that, but just to keep yourself in good enough shape to do the things that matter to you. And like anything else, it's just small steps consistently carried out over time. Good eating habits, good exercise habits, good sleep habits. And the good news is you don't have to fix everything all at once. Pick something, start small, take a walk, schedule a date night, invest in something with your kids, start a budget. Take some small step that's going to get you closer to where you want to be. Because small improvements made over a long period of time add up to major improvements. So write it down, set a goal, put it in your calendar, tell somebody so you have some built-in accountability, and then repeat it over and over and over and over again until it becomes part of who you are. So one little hack that I've discovered is that if I associate a new behavior with my identity, then it becomes a lot easier to stick to. And here's what I mean by that. If I want to exercise more regularly, say, then I convince myself, I tell myself that this new habit is part of who I am. I am a person who exercises regularly. Not, I'm just a guy who wants to exercise. No, I am a guy who does exercise. This is part of who I am. You associate the behavior with your identity and it locks it in. So if you're in my shoes and you're approaching your halfway point too, just take a look at your life. Look at all the areas of your life that matter most to you and see if there's anything you wish was different. If so, join the club. You're not alone in that. But pick something you can do something about, even if it's small. Start with small, consistent changes over time, and you'll see how it pays off.